Are we good now? Are we live now? Yes, now we're live. Now we're good. So, welcome. Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a good Christmas. This is going to be the live Christmas special English class, or the Christmas special live English class, however you want to say it. My name is Luke. Thank you for joining. If you are watching this after the fact, sorry you missed it, but at least you can watch. We're going to be talking about lots of things. We're going to be talking about culture, American culture. We're going to be talking about things that people do, traditions, and we're going to be talking about some of my memories, Christmas memories, as well as Christmas movies, and even some idioms related to Christmas. So all of that is what we're going to talk about. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. For those of you who were here about 2 minutes ago, there's a bit of a sound issue, but I think I've resolved it now, so I think we're good to go. We have some people coming in. That's good. What are you guys doing here on Christmas? What's wrong with you? Shouldn't you be celebrating? Shouldn't I be celebrating? Those of us, hey everybody. Welcome. Good to see you all. Glad you could all be here. KC Master is here. Guys, if you can, give the video a like, just so it can tell YouTube to recommend the live stream to other people who, like us, have nothing to do on Christmas. Well, I guess for some of you, it's probably, depending on where you are, it's probably after Christmas. And for those of you watching later, then you probably had a great Christmas and spent lots of time with your family and friends and whatever you did on Christmas. And I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I used to do on Christmas. That's what today's going to be about. And, of course, I'll answer your questions, too. Of course. This is my Christmas mug. See that? Oh, dear. See that? It's a Christmas mug. I actually got this mug from my mother as a gift on Christmas last year. I'm drinking some orange tea with turmeric. Turmeric, 1 tea bag that is turmeric, and 1 tea bag that is orange. Okay, now we're gonna get into, if you guys have questions and stuff, we'll get into that later. So hold your questions, please. Don't forget your questions. We will talk about them, but I do have some things I want to talk about first. So we'll kind of take turns. Feliz Navidad, I appreciate it. It's a classic song, one of my favorite Christmas songs. So we'll sort of take turns. I'm going to answer some questions, but first I want to just share some things, some traditions for those of you who are curious about Christmas in America. I'm assuming the people watching here are English learners and who may not be Americans. So I'm an American. I'm an English teacher. So I'm here to sort of share culture with you and share some English with you. If you are neither of those things, if you are an American and grew up in America and are a native English speaker, well, maybe find something else to watch or hang out. I've had people stop by and just watch for some reason. Maybe we have something in common. Who knows? Okay, so I want to start with my memories of Christmas, how I remember Christmas from childhood, because really, childhood is when Christmas is most special, right? I think that as we grow up and as we get older, I'm now 31 years old. I just turned 31. I don't really care about Christmas that much. To be honest, as an adult, I've got lots of things to do. I've got a lot of work to take care of, and I don't have kids yet. So maybe when I have kids, it'll be much more meaningful to me. But at this point, right, it's not a big deal for me. Okay, but when I was a kid, Christmas was a big deal. The biggest deal, basically, in the entire year. The thing that I looked forward to most. Now, what I want to do is just kind of talk through some of my memories of Christmas so you can get a feeling about the typical Christmas. I think my Christmas was, as a child growing up in America, pretty typical, pretty normal. Of course, everybody does things a little differently, and we'll talk about some of those differences, but I think my childhood is a pretty pretty good example. One thing that is unique to, I think, my childhood, not totally unique, but more so, is that I never believed in Santa Claus. Never, ever. When I was very little, when I was 5 years old, maybe 4, probably 5, I asked my father, does Santa exist? And he said, no. And so I never believed in Santa. A lot of kids my age, when I was that age, not now, obviously, did believe in Santa until probably age 9 or 10, and then they realized that Santa's probably not real. But we do have one viewer here on this channel who does believe in Santa. Lolly from France. She believes in Santa. But I think most adults probably don't. But hey, to each their own, right? So that's one difference. But other than that, I think pretty typical. So actually, my first Christmas was celebrated on Christmas Eve, which is yesterday. Eve is actually the night before Christmas. But we celebrated the day before Christmas and then on Christmas. And I really had 3 different Christmases. And I always felt very special because I had 3 Christmases. One Christmas with my immediate family, one Christmas with my father's parents, my grandparents on my father's side, and then one Christmas with my mother's parents, my grandparents on my mother's side, and my whole extended family over there, which is 4 other uncles and aunts, a bunch of other relatives, cousins, more people than I can even name at this point. I don't even know all of them. So I always got to celebrate 3 Christmases, and the most exciting was probably the one on Christmas Eve morning. Very, very exciting to celebrate on Christmas Eve morning. Definitely the most exciting time of the year. Now, since none of us believed in Santa, then we all kind of knew what was going on, so we would tell everybody what we wanted. I would say, hey, for Christmas I want a PlayStation, or Christmas I want some cowboy boots. Whatever it was, I would announce it to everybody and hope that I would get what I asked for, because I knew either my mother, my father, or one of my 2 brothers would buy me that gift. So we always spent a lot of time thinking about the best gift, listening to what other people were saying, writing down ideas. We actually all spent a lot of time working on finding good gifts, and usually the week before, we would all go Christmas shopping. And the fun thing about Christmas shopping is when you're Christmas shopping with your family, especially your 2 brothers and your mom, for example, you have to buy them gifts too. But they're the ones that you're with on that day, right? So you're at the store and you take something from the shelf. For example, I take something from the shelf from my brother, for my brother rather, on the shelf, and I'd be looking around the corner to see if he was watching or he was nearby. I had to make sure. And then I would run to the register and buy it and get it in 3 bags so you couldn't see through the bag. So there was a lot of secrecy and sneakiness. Probably looked like I was stealing stuff from the store, shoplifting. So then we'd have to guard our stuff very carefully, and then that night, the night before Christmas Eve, we would wrap it. And that's always the most exciting night as a kid. Now, for a lot of kids, it's exciting because you think, oh, Santa's coming. He's going to deliver the gifts. He's going to come down the chimney. If you don't have a chimney, then where does Santa come from? Anyway, most kids would be excited about that. We were always excited to sneak and peek around the corner and look at the Christmas tree and see the pile of gifts slowly growing under the tree, because we would all add our gifts and put them under the tree throughout the night. And so by morning, it was this huge pile of gifts that looks something like this. This is actually not from my family, but something like this, right? And you would look at them and see which one has your name on it. And usually it's a tag that says to, for example, Luke from Mom. Or to, my brother's name is Gabe, to Gabe from Luke. Look at it, shake it. Sometimes you can tell it's obvious, but sometimes it's a huge mystery and you just have no idea what it is. So there's no more, I think, exciting feeling in the world than that. And that night usually is hard to sleep. Very, very hard to sleep. So then we'd run downstairs, top speed, as fast as possible. By the way, guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you're watching, we'd run down the stairs as fast as possible. In the morning, very early, maybe 5:30 or 6 in the morning, still dark outside. A very warm feeling when I think back about that time, and when I hear Christmas music now or drink hot cocoa, I feel a sense of, we call it nostalgia. I get a sense of nostalgia for that time. And I remember the warmth of being with my immediate family opening gifts. So we would run down, and the first thing we would do is grab our stockings. So I want to show you a little bit about the kind of presents that we used to do on Christmas. So the first thing you do is you grab your stocking. Now, we didn't have a fireplace in my home, so the stockings looked like this, except they had our names. And really, the stockings are only for the kids. So one would say Luke, one would say Gabe, and the other would say my other brother's name. And then we'd grab that, and usually that's just small stuff, small gifts, generally, like a new toothbrush or some chocolate or some candy or whatever, something like that, right? So we'd open that, and usually that's just sort of to get it out of the way. The real gifts are the ones under the tree. The real gifts are the things that are in the boxes or in the bags with your name on them. And usually we'd go in turn by age. So my little brother would open, then I would open, and then my big brother. And we'd usually just pick something out and open it. So that was a very exciting time. Then we'd all eat something, maybe hot chocolate and pancakes, something nice, something simple just for breakfast. Then we would go to my father's parents' house and have another Christmas. So it was never over. It was also very exciting. We'd have another Christmas there, and we'd get even better stuff because my grandparents were buying gifts for 3 kids. They only had 3 grandchildren, me and my 2 brothers. So we would always get really, really good gifts. That would always be the best Christmas in terms of gifts, right? The quality of the gifts was very high. And sort of a long drive to get there, maybe an hour or so to get there. And so it was always very exciting, and usually then we had another big Christmas meal there, but I can't remember what we would eat there. I know it was not a traditional Christmas meal, but I can't remember exactly what we used to eat at that grandma's house for Christmas. Something, maybe pizza? I don't know. It wasn't traditional. One Christmas, I remember, we got just an insane number of gifts, amazing gifts, like a pool table and a quad. Some people call it a quad, some people call it a four-wheeler. Just really, really nice gifts. And a drum set as well, and I think that all happened on the same Christmas. We got all of these amazing gifts, and that was almost too much. Not little stuff, big stuff. It's a big deal. And then we'd spend the night there and come to my other grandma's house and spend the day with my mother's side. We call that an extended family. And that's more about the family experience, not about the gifts. Because, my grandparents had to buy gifts for 50 people, so you're not going to get anything that's that amazing, some simple stuff, but it wasn't about that. My other grandma's house, when we would come back on actual Christmas morning, would be about talking with family members, spending time together, eating, and that's when we would have our main Christmas meal with the more traditional Christmas food. So, what is the food that we usually eat on Christmas? What kind of stuff do you get? Well, of course, there would be Christmas cookies. These are Christmas cookies. Christmas cookies generally are thin. They're not really, really sweet. They're kind of sweet, and they're pretty dry. And then you put frosting on top of them. So they're punched out in Christmas shapes, like a snowman or a candy cane or a Santa or a reindeer, something like that. And then you frost them in green and red and white, and we would also do that as a tradition as well. We would spend time frosting cookies, and then there would be a huge pile of cookies to eat throughout the Christmas season. Now, at the Christmas meal itself, usually the main sort of thing to eat is ham. So this is what's called a candied ham. And I think the one that my grandma would make looked like this one. This is not the actual picture, obviously. Maybe this is a little too fancy, but something like that. Christmas ham is a little different than regular ham. I actually don't eat ham anymore, but I used to really love Christmas ham. Some families do turkey. So there's a Christmas turkey. My family always did turkey on Thanksgiving and ham on Christmas Day. So we separate them that way. We didn't have ham on Thanksgiving, and we didn't have turkey on Christmas. Some families I know do different things, like crab legs are the main thing that they eat on Christmas, which I find to be a little unusual, but, people do different things. And then, of course, lots of pie and mashed potatoes and pasta and many different things, cake, all kinds of different things to eat so that you're so full at the end. Then open gifts and watch Christmas movies. One of the main traditions at my grandmother's house, and this happened actually today. I wasn't there. I live in New York. I couldn't go this year. So all of my family in Ohio, they're there celebrating. Maybe still. It's 10:25 p.m. Maybe it's too late. They probably have already left. But most of today, they would have been there at my grandmother's house, probably 35 to 40 people, eating, watching Christmas movies, playing music. My family is very, very musical, except for me. Very good singers. They all have guitars and different instruments, and they all play music all the time and eat and sing and watch movies. It's very festive. And, of course, ping pong. Playing ping pong on Christmas was always a big tradition at my grandmother's house. Now, I'm pretty much the only one who's not there this year. I'm here by myself in New York, but that's because I live far away. I live in New York. I'm from Ohio, so they're all there celebrating. So the Christmas movies. If you want recommendations on Christmas movies, you can check out my other video about Christmas movies. I think I did a ranking of 5 or 6 of the best Christmas movies, something like that. You can check out that video. I recommend it. It's a good guide for what Christmas movies to watch. Maybe my favorites, probably my favorite Christmas movies are A Charlie Brown Christmas, which is this one. It's a classic from the 1960s, I think. And then the other absolute classic is is it A Christmas Story or The Christmas Story? It might be A or The. But it's a really good movie, and it really reminds me of the feeling of Christmas. It reminds me of the experience of Christmas. And this movie will be on repeat, basically for 24 hours on Christmas. Once it's over, it starts again. And it's over, it starts again. And they play it for 24 hours again and again and again on Christmas Day. So Christmas movies, food, cookies, pie, presents, music, very warm, very festive. Now, some people drink on Christmas. They might drink eggnog with alcohol in it. Eggnog is a milky drink. It's a sweet, milky drink. Some people like it. Some people don't. And some families do, it's called sangria. And that is another sweet sort of wine. Oh, no, not sangria. Sorry. Mulled wine. Not sangria. Sangria is different. Mulled wine is what I meant to say. Mulled wine. It's kind of a spicy red wine. And it's good, but my family are all non-drinkers. And so it's mostly hot chocolate, maybe some soda, and then just coffee or water. Basically, that's it. Nothing special in terms of drinks. So that's really it. That is how, when I was a kid, I celebrated Christmas. And one thing I forgot to mention is decorating the tree before Christmas. We would all decorate the tree together. You put on ornaments. Sometimes you have your own ornament that you put on the tree to make it look beautiful. Before you put You put presents under it. But usually this is maybe a month, 2 weeks to a month before Christmas that you decorate the tree. And then slowly the gifts appear underneath the tree. And as you decorate the tree, I always remember as I decorated the tree, drinking hot chocolate and listening to Christmas carols. My favorite Christmas carol CD, well, I guess it's just album, is the Andrews Sisters. So if you're looking for recommendations on Christmas carols, search Andrews Sisters. It might be the Andrews Sisters Christmas or something like that. Very good Christmas songs. Back from the 1930s or 40s, I think, but still very classic. And then the last thing that I mentioned a little bit is about decorating the Christmas cookies. So we had a tradition with another family. They would come over to our house and we would decorate Christmas cookies. We would put the frosting on the Christmas cookies and we would always make an extremely disgusting Christmas cookie with vinegar and chilies and just the horrible, disgusting, the most disgusting things you could add. And then we would chase my little brother around the house and he would scream and cry. Scream and cry. A little kid, 4 years younger than me, and we would force him to eat it. So he's probably traumatized from that. And I feel now, in hindsight, I feel a little bit bad about it, but it happened and it was a tradition. We did that many times every single year. And he probably doesn't like Christmas because of that. It brings up painful memories whenever he sees a Christmas cookie. So that's it. That's Christmas traditions. Now, if you have any questions about this, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what questions you have. I'll try my best to answer any questions about Christmas traditions. If you haven't already, make sure you give the video a like, hit the like button, and definitely check out my courses in the links in the description. Right now, there's a big Christmas sale going on, so those courses are discounted. Check those out. Okay. All right. Have I missed any questions from you guys? I know I was talking for a little while there without checking the comments, but seriously, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. This is Christmas after all. It's the season of giving. It's the season of cheer. It's the season to hit the like button and subscribe. That would be a great Christmas gift if you could subscribe. A subscription. Look, I just want to give you the thanks because I'm really improved my English watching your videos and actually downloaded some videos and MP3 to listen while I take the R train. Why are you taking the R train? R train is a mess. KC Master, where do you take the R train from? I sometimes take the R train as well when I'm in Manhattan. R train stops local in Queens, though, unfortunately. So if you get on the R, it's kind of a long and slow journey. And the R train is very old. It's the old style of train. In New York, I mean. But yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. Glad I could help. So, guys, if you have... thanks. I appreciate that. Rom J, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So, guys, now that we've done sort of that initial section, we're kind of going to take turns. I have some other things prepared. Next, we're going to be talking about Christmas cards. I actually have some Christmas cards to look at. I'll show you. But before we do that, I want to answer any questions that you might have. Clear my throat a little bit because my throat is feeling a little scratchy. And answer any culture or English or pronunciation questions that you may have. Pronunciation, culture, grammar, whatever. Whatever it may be. And yeah, I did mention about my courses. So Udemy just started a large promo for Christmas. And so I think all of the courses are at the lowest possible discount, I think. So you can check that out. They're in the links in the description. My recent course is doing really well. It's very popular. A lot of people are signing up. And it already has, within a month of publishing, it already has 100 reviews, which is a lot for that short period of time. So I think people are enjoying it. It's 15 hours. Make sure you check it out. It might be a good time to pick it up. We did a contest, a giveaway of that last time, but now I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't do that because one guy, Ma, got upset about the rules, and I feel kind of bad about it. I take the R train to Grand Avenue. Oh, okay. Grand Avenue. Wow. Okay. I know where that is. Grand Avenue is in Queens, right? Grand Avenue is next to Woodhaven Boulevard, I think. Cool. All right, guys, if you don't have any other questions, then let's move on to the Christmas cards. What do you think? Any other questions? All right. In that case, moving on to the Christmas cards. I want to talk about Christmas cards because I feel like not everybody understands how they work in America, and so I want to just make sure that it's clear how people use Christmas cards, when they use them, and what they're for. And I'll give you some examples, and I actually spent my own money to buy Christmas cards just to show you guys for this class. And also I've had a couple people ask me about Christmas cards. So I thought, since we're doing a Christmas special, since we're all here, let's talk about Christmas cards. I do need another sip of this. Orange and turmeric tea. I usually do 2 tea bags together, 2 separately. I don't know why. I just think it's more interesting. Sometimes I do a crazy thing where I'll make a cup of coffee and then I'll put a tea bag in the coffee. Is that weird? I do that. I do it a lot. Try that sometime. Make a cup of coffee and then put a bag of turmeric tea in the coffee. That is an interesting taste. Why is the Federal Reserve private? I don't know if I can answer that question. I am not well equipped with the research needed to properly answer that, and I wish I were. Maybe something I can look into, but I have sort of a half opinion about that, but I feel like it's not an opinion that's clear enough and backed up with enough facts to give a very good answer that would be satisfying. So I'm going to skip it. Sorry. That's a tough one. Federal Reserve. That's not a Christmas topic. Okay. All right. Christmas cards. Let's talk about Christmas cards. Now, you've probably seen Christmas cards before. You've probably even received a Christmas card in the past, or maybe not. But anyway, they're an important part of Christmas. When you go into a Walgreens, when you go into a supermarket, when you go into maybe a Hallmark, you will see a large selection of Christmas cards, things that look like this. And you might then wonder and see how people are looking through them and wonder to yourself, all right, so what's going on? Why are people looking at these different cards? Is this different from birthday cards or anniversary cards? Is it all the same thing or what? Well, yes and no. And there are really 3 different kinds of Christmas cards. And we'll go from simple to more complicated. Well, I don't want to say complicated. Let's say simple to more personal. That's the word I'm looking for. Personal. So the first type is really just an excuse to give money. And it even has a slot often inside the card that that you can put money in. So for example, a grandparent, instead of giving their grandchild a gift like a sweater or a hat, because who wants their grandparent to buy them a sweater or a hat? Of course, they're going to choose something that's not very cool, right? A grandparent would generally like to give their grandchild money, because everybody knows that money is the universal gift card. And sometimes they'll give a gift card as well. The difference between a gift card and money is that money is money, and a gift card has to be used at a specific store, right? Yes. Okay. So the basic type, maybe it looks like this, may even have a place inside where you can put the money itself. So you'll say, oh, have Merry Christmas, little Timmy, whatever your grandchild's name is, or your son or your daughter, or maybe you have a colleague and they have a son or daughter, and you maybe give them a card. I don't know. There are lots of different ways to do that. You don't have to give a Christmas card to anybody. I gave nobody a Christmas card this year. But maybe in the future I will. It depends on the situation. So when you go to the store, generally you just take the card that looks nice, one you like, with a simple message on it, and then you put either a gift card or $10 or $20 inside, maybe not $500, a small amount of money, and you put it in the envelope, you write that person's name on it, and you give it to them as a gift. Often it's older people who buy younger people, or rather give younger people Christmas cards. Older people give younger people Christmas cards, especially parents to children, aunts and uncles to children, their nieces and nephews, grandparents to their grandchildren, right? So I would always get cards from people, and I still do. So even as now, a 31-year-old man, I get a Christmas card from my grandma. It has $20 in it. I get a Christmas card from my uncle, and he gives me usually $20. And my mother sometimes then gives me a Christmas card. Now, you may wonder, is something written in the Christmas card? Well, often there's a pre-made message in there that's related to the front of the card. So the front of the card may say something clever, and then the inside of the card will finish that idea inside. Maybe it's a joke about Christmas or something related to reindeer or Santa Claus or something Christmassy. You may also then have the opportunity to write a little note. Usually not a long letter, just a little note. Like, hope you have a wonderful Christmas or holiday season this year. Love, Aunt blah, blah, blah. Or love grandma, something like that. Okay? Something very simple. Something easy. By the way, holiday season? Well, that's just a general word for the time of year, because some people don't celebrate Christmas, right? There's Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa. So it's the holiday season as well. Okay? That's the more politically correct way to say it. But this is a Christmas class, so we'll say Christmas. Now then the second type is often where you write a little more and you don't have to put money in it, okay? And this is where you'll see all of these little categories. I was just in the store to buy a card for this class to show you, and there was for an older uncle, for an older aunt, for a grandmother on your father's side, for a niece, for a nephew, for a son and his wife, for a daughter and her husband. So you have all of these relationships, and the cards are organized or categorized according to relationship, according to the relationship that the buyer has to the person they're buying a card for. And for these, maybe you don't need to put any money in them. In fact, probably not. If you're buying a card for your peer, someone in your age group, you want to send them a Christmas card, maybe a friend, for example, and you won't put money inside probably. You might just write a note, a short note, sometimes a longer note, sometimes a little letter, as though you were writing a postcard. Okay, so let me show you what I've got here. I've got this. Now, you may be wondering, wait a second, that's not red and green. No, it's not. This is winter themed. Some are red and green, some are red, some are gold. This one is just winter themed. It's got some pine trees on it. I bought this for this class. It's a good price because Christmas is over. Okay, so we see. To a great son and his wonderful family. So maybe my mother or father would buy this for me, which would be for me and my wife, right? So and our cats, I guess. And you can see on the back, this card costs $5.99. Actually, I got it for less than that. And it says, and there's actually some writing in here, a little poem. Some of the cards will have this, and some will not. I don't know if you can see that well. Some will have it, and some will not. For how much you're loved, and that would be very, sure hoping your holidays, everything merry. Merry means happy, M-E-R-R-Y. That's why we say Merry Christmas, right? M-E-R-R-Y means happy. 'Cause only a wonderful Christmas will do for a son and his family as special as you. Love you all. Now then, there is some space here under the poem or around the poem or somewhere else for a little personal note handwritten from either my father or my mother. Well, hope you guys have a great holiday season. Be safe. Take care. And there may or may not be money inside. If it's my mother, probably $100 inside. That's usually what she sends. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so that's type 2, right? Those are the ones by category. To a son and his wonderful family. Okay, now we have type 3. Now, type 3 is, I think, the most common type among adults who are not family, right? The one I talked about last time, that's more common for family. Uncles, aunts, grandparents, grandchildren, son, daughter, mother, father, that kind of thing. The one to send to friends is the one you send out to all your friends and your family. And it has often something written on the back like an update letter. I've seen some that are really long. They'll send a card, and on the back is a long letter. What's going on with their family this year? Usually individuals won't do this. It'll be a whole family. So once a family, a mother and a father, have maybe 1 or 2 children or 3 children, then they're a family, right? A whole family. They might start sending out these Christmas cards that they have made every year to 20 or 30 of the people around them, friends and family alike. And there may be something written on it, or maybe not. If there is something written, it's probably not a personal note to you. It's probably a message to everybody that they're sending it to, printed on the back. Now, this is not the type of card that you go out and buy in a shop. This is the type of card that you have made. You take a family with your photo. Take a family with your photo. You take a photo with your family. Not take a family with your photo. Take a photo with your family. Parents and children. And take a family with your photo. Take a photo with your family. Yes. And then you have this card made up. Very nice picture of your family this year, maybe with Christmas sweaters on, very festive, and then you send that out to everybody. And again, it may or may not have writing on it or an update. So, an example, I got this one last year. This is a family picture. They haven't even taken a whole family picture. So they've got their picture with their dog on one side and then their new baby on the other side. Maybe they didn't have time to get a whole family picture of both of them with their dog and their baby. So they put their baby on the other side. Maybe they were in a hurry, or maybe the baby was born on the 23rd of December. I don't know. This one just says, wishing you happy holidays. It doesn't say Merry Christmas. Wishing you happy holidays from our family to yours. And then it says their names. And they would get this printed out. This one was printed out at Kodak. You go to maybe the store, wherever they print that out, and you get 20 of these printed out, and you send them to everybody. So that's how it works. That's how Christmas cards work. Those are the 3 different types. Hopefully that's clear. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I know about this stuff. So leave a comment if you have any questions about Christmas cards or anything else Christmas related. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. For goodness sakes, it's the holiday season. What better gift could there be? Like button, subscribe, and also check out my courses in the links in the description. Okay. All right, guys. So that's Christmas cards. That's how it works. I actually bought this one. It says American Greetings on the back. Guys, seriously, if you wouldn't mind, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. It lets other people know that there's a live class happening. I realize it's Christmas, and most people are probably hanging out with family on Christmas and not watching live streams on YouTube because it's Christmas. But hey, some people are here, and that's good. All right. See if I missed any questions. Casey Master says, how can I use besides and beside? Yeah, that's a good question. So let me just make examples. So besides is not ever a physical thing. Besides is basically not including that. Okay? So, for example, we might say, besides Christmas, when would you buy gifts for people? Besides Christmas. Or when would you buy gifts for people you know besides Christmas? Besides Christmas with an S. Now, that means that if you don't consider Christmas, I know you send gifts to people on Christmas, okay, but don't include that. Then I have to consider other times when I would buy gifts. Okay, well, when I'm coming back from a trip, or on someone's birthday, if I'm their friend, or if I just feel like I really want to give something to somebody. Those are the three situations in which I would give someone a gift besides Christmas, not including Christmas, right? So you can use it for lots and lots of other situations. You know, for example, so you know that I love to ride my bike, and so you say, besides riding your bike, how else do you usually get around the city? Okay, someone knows I love to ride my bike around the city. Besides that, besides riding your bike, how else do you get around? Oh, well, I walk or I take the subway. I don't drive. I walk or I take the subway. Okay, so not including that, right? Not including that. Or someone is talking about something and you want them to start talking about something else, right? So I'm talking about my favorite video game. Oh, I love World of Warcraft. It's my favorite game. I've been playing World of Warcraft Classic for the last several months, and it's basically all I play, and that's what I want to talk about. And then you say, okay, besides World of Warcraft, are you playing anything else? Besides that, are you playing anything else? Oh yeah. I'm playing a little bit of God of War, and maybe playing a little bit of Mario Kart. Okay. Those are the other things, not including that. So that's how besides is used. Beside is used in lots of other ways, but that's not one of the ways. So beside might be something like, my phone is beside my water bottle. That's a physical description, right? Two things are next to each other, so one is beside the other thing. That's how that's used, okay? And we can do it for non-physical things too, right? Beside the achievements of Elon Musk, most people look like failures. Okay, so Elon Musk is someone who's accomplished many things, built a spaceship company and a car company and a solar electric company and a tunnel drilling company. Beside him, that doesn't mean not including him. That means beside him. If you put anyone else beside him, beside Elon Musk, most people's accomplishments look small, right? Next to him. So we're not physically putting anybody beside Elon Musk. What we're doing is saying, if you compare these two things, then there isn't really much comparison. Elon Musk is much more successful than most people in terms of his wealth and how many things he accomplishes. There you go. So that's beside, but you're really still putting something next to another person. So that's a little bit more physical in the way that it's used. Hope that's clear. Yeah. Just want to share, guys, that I went to a concert last week. Everything was going great, but when I realized my ear was bleeding, I lost one of my okay. Now, so this is a good example. You could say, so Casey Master went to a concert, one of his shoes was lost, and his ears started bleeding. Maybe because the music was too loud. All right, so we would say, besides my ear bleeding and losing my shoe, I had a great time at the concert. Besides that, yeah. Tony says, OMG, Merry Christmas. OMG, Merry Christmas, Tony. Finally see you live. Yeah, live on Christmas. When else would it be? When else would it be? It's the Christmas special. Ashik says, how to learn English. Ashik, I feel that question is very broad. And I feel that if you really wanted to get started with that, I mean, the best thing to do is just get into a routine where you're using English every day, where you're learning English every day. So watching YouTube videos, live streams, check out some of my other videos, right? Or other YouTubers who teach English, other videos as well. Get into a routine where you're consuming English learning content or just any kind of content you're interested in every day in English. And also make sure you have some output as well. You're practicing something, you're writing something, you're doing speaking exercises, and read. You have to read as well. All of these things together, sort of in a routine, in a schedule, in a lifestyle, can really help you to start moving forward. And then as you start moving forward, you'll see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and your routines will get stronger and your habits will start improving. And then you won't be asking questions like that. You'll be automatically seeing what things are best for you, right? I have a course called Building Your English Brain. It's a very popular course on Udemy and Skillshare. You can check it out in the links. It's called Building Your English Brain. It is a lot about how to think about how to learn English, the right way to approach it. It's a 3-hour course, and it really covers a lot of these different ways to begin learning, the right way of thinking so that you find the right path before you actually really begin learning. That you build the right lifestyle before you really begin learning. So check out that course. I think there's a discount going on, a Christmas discount happening right now with Udemy because it's Christmas. So check that out, and maybe my other courses too. I recommend it. Okay. Also, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, please. It would be a Christmas miracle if I could get 30 likes during this live stream. If I could get 30 likes, it would be a Christmas miracle. Okay. What is the difference between besides and other than? Yeah, so other than is pretty much the same as besides. Other than the bleeding in my ears and losing a shoe, I really enjoyed the concert. Other than that, yeah. So other than is usually used in pretty much the same way. So yeah. You have to make more Instagram stories, please. Yeah. Oh, you mean YouTube stories or Instagram stories? Because sometimes I do YouTube stories, but I'll be totally honest, I don't really like Instagram that much. Usually if I have an interesting photo to share, I'll post it on Instagram. But I don't know. Instagram is not my favorite social media platform. Like YouTube. I like do I like Facebook? I don't know if I like Facebook. Instagram stories. Yeah, I don't think I've ever posted an Instagram story. And I'm not sure that I ever will. Okay, you guys like my Christmas tree? Oh, my Christmas tree is back here on this side. My beautiful Christmas tree. Teach us dirty idioms to fight bad people back. Well, yeah, I could, I guess. I could. But not in this one, because every time I do dirty idioms, that video will automatically completely be demonetized and stricken and marked as bad. So I can't, because YouTube will know that I did that, so I won't do it. But I might do a separate video. I have done separate videos in the past about dirty words, dirty idioms. it's a shorter video, right? I don't want the whole video to suffer because I spend 5 minutes on dirty words and stuff. Although I do have other videos about that kind of stuff, and my course does cover stuff that you can use to get back at people and, if you need to, insult people, although it covers lots of other things too. I have 4 courses about English idioms covering over 230 idioms and over 28 hours of content. So that would be a good starting place. All right. Okay. Guys, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to do some idioms, but we're going to do Christmas idioms. It's the Christmas special. So we're going to do Christmas idioms. Before we start this, I need to get a sip of water. Save your questions, guys. Write your questions down. I'll answer your questions after we talk about the next thing. I need a sip. Got to have a sip. Okay. After my sip, let's talk about some Christmas idioms. All right. So,
I'm having trouble hearing you.
What was that? This is my watch. Well, I wasn't trying to call you, Siri, you dingus. So, Christmas idioms. We're going to talk about some things that people say, some common things that people say related to Christmas, not only about Christmas. You can use these in other situations beyond just Christmas, but we'll call them Christmas idioms, okay? I'm going to explain what they mean, how they're related to Christmas, and how we can actually use them. We'll actually talk about some examples, okay? So let's do that. Let's actually take a look at some of these. So the first one, Christmas came early this year. Christmas came early this year. Now, how could we actually use this one? Well, first, let me just explain what it means. If I say, ooh, Christmas came early this year. So this is often used when we get some good news. It's often surprising. Something we hoped would be true, something we hoped would happen, and it does. But maybe we weren't expecting it to happen now, right? And it's really good news, something usually that benefits us a lot. And when it happens, we say, oh, wow, Christmas came early this year. This actually doesn't have anything to do with it actually being a Christmas gift or the date of Christmas changing in any way. No. This is all about basically the idea that I got something good happened, and it's like Christmas, because on Christmas we get gifts. On Christmas, good things happen, right? We get things from other people on Christmas. And so it's just a way to say, yeah, good thing. That's about it, right? So let's look at an example for Christmas. Christmas came early this year. When the new Star Trek series was announced, I thought Christmas had come early. Now, did I actually think Christmas came early? No, I didn't actually think that Christmas had come early, right? What I thought was that this is exciting. I'm very excited. I can't wait. This is great news because I love Star Trek. And so when I heard that it was coming out, I thought, yes, great. Nothing about actually Christmas, but I might say, ooh, Christmas came early, or Christmas came early this year, or I thought Christmas had come early, to express the feeling of excitement. That's basically how you use it. And if you want to try your own examples, leave your examples in the comments. I would like to see how you use it. The best way to really learn something is to practice it. There are lots of other ways that this one could be used. Okay. Now, what about this one? Where's your holiday spirit? Where's your holiday spirit? Okay. Now, you may know that instead of saying Christmas, we sometimes say the holidays. What are the holidays? This is the time at the end of the year, in December usually, after, say, Thanksgiving, late November and December, up to the new year, and we call it the holiday season, or the holidays. Okay. Now, if someone is being grumpy, if someone is not showing holiday spirit, which means an enthusiasm for the holidays, excitement about Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever, and they say something like, ugh, all the people around shopping, or, oh, it seems like everybody's just buying stuff and looking for discounts, or, oh, Christmas music, I can't stand any more of this Christmas music. We might say, hey, where's your holiday spirit? As though we're saying, kind of critically, to criticize the other person, hey, come on. You should be happy. It's the holiday season. This is the time to be joyful, right? This is the time to show enthusiasm about your favorite holiday, Christmas or whatever. It's cold. Let's go home. Where's your holiday spirit? Maybe we're outside. Maybe we're at an event where we're listening to Christmas carols, or we're maybe looking at Christmas trees. Right? Maybe we're Christmas tree shopping, for example. That's one of the things that people do here in New York. Along the street, you'll see a lot of people with Christmas trees outside, little shops or places where you can buy them, and people will buy a real Christmas tree and take it home. And one person says, let's just get a tree. Let's just go. Let's go. It's cold. I want to go home and watch TV. The other person is enjoying the process, maybe drinking a cup of hot cocoa. And listening to Christmas carols. This person loves the holiday season, and then says to the person who said it's too cold, hey, where's your holiday spirit? So this is kind of a friendly, funny criticism, and it's pretty common, but it's generally just used in the holiday season. So it's a very specific thing, but it's actually pretty common. Okay. The more, the merrier. The more, the merrier. Now, you probably know we say Merry Christmas, right? Merry Christmas. Santa Claus says, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, right? Merry means happy, means joyful. We don't say Happy Christmas. One time someone said Happy Merry Christmas, which means Happy, Happy Christmas. So we can just say Merry Christmas, right? It's a specific word that we use for Christmas. And what it means is, basically, if we have more people, that's better. This is always related to people. If we have more people, that's better, not less. And it might be used in a social situation, and this is actually unrelated to Christmas. The only thing that relates this to Christmas is the word merry, which is usually associated with Christmas, usually connected to Christmas. So we can use it anytime, actually. Right? We're usually inviting somebody or people to do something, and one person says, hey, can I bring my friend? And we say, yeah, of course, the more the merrier. Or maybe we're going somewhere and another person says, hey, do you mind if I go too? Of course, the more the merrier. It's a way to say yes, but not only yes, you're welcome to join our group. We would gladly accept you, right? My friend is visiting from Korea. Can I bring her to the Christmas party? So maybe there's a big Christmas party happening at my house, and I say, of course, the more the merrier. And that is a genuine thing. If I don't really mean it in my heart, I won't say the more the merrier, right? It's a way to be welcoming, to show, if it's a Christmas party, your holiday spirit. Or if it's not, and if it's any other time, to just show that, hey, actually, I think it would be great if we have 6 people instead of 5. That would be more fun. So that's how this is used, not only for Christmas, okay? It can be used during the holiday season, but it can certainly be used in lots of other situations as well. Okay? Hopefully that's clear. I hope it's clear. All right, guys. So if you have any questions about this, if you want to put in your examples, make sure you do that in the comments. Ask in the comments. Leave your examples in the comments. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. That helps out the channel a lot. It lets YouTube know this is good. You should watch this. Other people. And also, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Why not? It's the holiday season. And also check out my courses in the links in the description. I think they're on sale, so check those out. All right, guys. Did I miss anything about these idioms? Is there anything that could be more clear? Anything that's not clear at all? Anything that's confusing? Do you want to try some examples? Those are all the things that I wanted to talk about for this Christmas special English class, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you might have about Christmas, about traditions, about English idioms, about American culture, pronunciation, grammar, or whatever it may be. Let's see, what did I do for Christmas this year? This is it, guys. This live class is my Christmas celebration. I have done nothing Christmassy other than this today. I worked and worked and worked and worked, and now I'm doing this, which is the fun part. So we're celebrating Christmas together here on YouTube. Awesome. So if you guys don't have any other questions that I can answer, we'll probably call it a day. I might go get some hot chocolate. That would be the second thing I could do to celebrate, right? That would be the second thing. Okay. Yeah, so Tony, don't worry. Maybe I'll do a Dirty Idioms video in the future. If you want, I don't mind, certainly. It can be fun to do those. I need to have a cup of tea. I do have a cup of tea, actually, but it's gone now. I finished it, but I probably need to make another cup of tea and maybe have some more water. My throat's getting a little scratchy. I've been talking all day. I've been talking about other things all day. So I gotta rest my throat. I gotta rest my throat for a while. So there will be another video coming out, a weekly video coming out on Friday. So look out for that. If you haven't joined the Cloud English group, you're welcome to do that. Just search Cloud English. There's a group. We post stuff there. Merry Christmas. Ipan 2014. Merry Christmas. And let's see. Well, hopefully on Sunday I'll be able to do another live stream. So come back on Sunday. I should be live on Sunday. I haven't decided where I'm going to go. I might go to the Brooklyn Bridge on Sunday. So that might be interesting. We can check out the Brooklyn Bridge. Or I might go somewhere else. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. I'm glad it's useful. Thank you very much. Thanks for all your good questions, guys. I really appreciate them. It's been good chatting with everybody. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas and holiday season. And I hope to see you guys on Sunday. And seriously, if you have any other questions about stuff, leave it in the comments. All right? Cool. Guys, take care. Have fun. Be safe. And I'll talk to you next time. All right. Bye.